Hello, my name is Paul Miles and I do videos on money, how to make it, how to keep it and how to grow it. And today I'm going to be giving you 7 reasons why you shouldn't be buying a rental property. Now don't get me wrong, there are people that have made millions and millions of dollars out of property and renting out property. And I don't deny it can be a good investment for the right people and for the right reasons. Such as, if you've got a large deposit to put down or you buy the property outright, it can get rid of a lot of the headaches out of rental property ownership. But this video is aimed at the majority of people who buy a rental property with a mortgage, so have to find a deposit to put down and buy the property and rent it out from there. So first reason, number 1, why I wouldn't personally buy a rental property, and that is the stress. And where does this stress come from? Well, straight away you're having to deal with banks who are going to be looking at your income and your credit scores, and they're going to be making you jump through certain hoops to get the mortgage. Then you've got to deal with rental agencies. You could do the whole rental process yourself, but then you've got to deal with all the legal aspects, all the contracts yourself. So if you get a rental agency, they're going to be making certain demands off you, they're going to be charging you money for it, and they're going to make you fill out a whole load of paperwork. And then there's the tenants themselves. The stress of dealing with tenants, their problems, damage caused, the legal aspects. And I'll tell you a bit more about the problems with tenants in a moment. So stress is, for me, one of the major things. It's a complete hassle of owning a property, maintaining the property when you've got other people in there, the issues of complaints, issues of damage. And you know, stress is a major factor in causing ill health and even death. And for me, I'd personally prefer to live a stress-free life. If you enjoy stress, then a rental property might be for you. Reason number 2, damage to the property. Now this can be a common problem. You don't know what the tenants are going to do. It could be accidental damage, it could be damage on purpose. And if you're good at DIY, you could fix this damage yourself, or you're going to have to get a contractor in to repair the damage. And most tenants, if there is damage, will want that fixed pretty quickly. And there's also the damage that can occur that they don't tell you about, and you only find out about it after they've left the property and you realise that that damage has caused further damage to the property, i.e. damage to a window could cause a water leak, could then create further damage causing damp and rot of the walls, woodwork, etc. Reason number 3, legal liability. What happens if your tenant gets injured whilst on your property? They may trip over a small step, or they could be outside and trip over a paving stone that's not level and injure themselves, or they could be using an appliance that you've left in the property. So there are many number of reasons why a tenant could potentially injure themselves, and if they do, you've got all the legal issues that are going to arise from that. Now, to help cover that, yes, you would take out insurance to cover liability. That's an extra expense that's going to be taken out of your rental property income. Reason number 4 is the money that's involved. Now, you're going to have to find the money for a deposit, which you'll negotiate with a bank, and this could be anywhere between 20 to 40%. Often banks will, or the mortgage lender will require larger deposits for rental properties. So you've got to find that money up front, and you put that down on as a deposit for the mortgage, and then you're going to have to pay the monthly mortgage. Now the problem is with this is that you're going to receive a rental income, and the difference between your mortgage payment and the rental income is your positive cash flow. And often, in a lot of cases, the positive cash flow can be quite small. And on that positive cash flow, you're going to have to pay taxes. You're going to have to keep money back to pay for costs of repair to any damage. Things may go wrong in the house, such as a boiler malfunctioning or even stopping working, and this can amount to thousands of pounds or dollars. And I find personally, for the amount of money that you're putting up front, there are better ways to achieve a similar positive cash flow, and these could be investing in dividend stocks. These could be investing in real estate investment trusts, or something a bit more risky would be crowdfunding websites where companies, individuals, businesses look for investors to invest in their project and you receive a percentage return on that. And another way I would prefer to use the money is to grow a business. Now, theoretically, you could use that deposit money to fund you over a year or two whilst you built up a business, and this could be an online business. Now, I've left a link down below to a video which shows you a business that I set up which required actually no money up front, just time, and creates a bigger cash flow than most rental properties. Reason number 5, and that's the volatility of the housing market. Now, at the moment, we're going through a bit of a boom, but anyone that was around or owned property in 2008, 2009 will know all too well the risks of owning property, because the value of your property can go down as well as up. And if it's on a downturn and your house is worth less, you've got less equity in the property, the banks, the mortgage lenders can actually come after you to make up that shortfall, or even force you to sell the property. So you're at risk of some external market force that you're not in control of. And again, that can contribute to stress if you're the type of person that worries about that sort of thing and about not being in complete control. Reason number 6, and that is liquidity. Ask yourself, what would you do if you needed your money quickly? Now, that could be to pay for an urgent medical bill, or you got a new job abroad and wanted to emigrate abroad, or there was problems at home and you needed to leave the country, or there was just some better investment. Somebody approached you with a better business investment, or indeed you saw a better property that you wanted to buy and it was a real steal and you needed to get it urgently. Well, your money is tied up, it's locked away into this property. And in order to get your money out, you would, 1, have to wait till the tenants came to the end of their tenancy agreement, or you may have to, if you wanted to get them out earlier, you may have to come up with some sort of financial arrangement with them where you pay them sort of compensation to leave early. Then you've got to put the house or the property on the market. And then you've got to wait for it to be sold, and all the issues that come about with selling a property, surveys, getting the right buyer, deals falling through. And the whole process could, if you wanted to sell your house, could be, if you were lucky, a couple of months away. On average, it's a lot longer than that, and theoretically it could take a year before you found a suitable buyer and sold your house and it all went through. Investments like stocks and shares, your money is invested and it's available straight away. And that's why I personally would prefer an investment like that. In a dividend stock that was giving you a regular income. If you needed that money, you could just sell the shares and you've got the cash there ready for whatever eventuality turns up. And reason number 7, and that is the tenants. Now, we touched upon this earlier in terms of stress of dealing with tenants. But to get a good tenant that treats your property like their own, or like you would treat it, is a matter of luck. You hear the horror stories of tenants that have moved into a property and they cause chaos within the property, chaos with neighbours, you're dealing with complaints, they cause untold damage to the property, which requires thousands of pounds or dollars to repair. And then you get the tenants that don't pay their rent, and then you've got to go through the due legal process of trying to get that money, trying to get them evicted. So the tenants themselves can cause a huge amount of stress, and it really is down to luck. Now, you can ask for all the references in the world, you will never really know fully who you're getting to move into your property. And even rental agencies who do their checks, their financial checks, their credit score checks, they get references. Still, there's always that bit of doubt that the person moving into your property that you've invested a lot of money into is not going to treat it appropriately and is going to cause, untold amounts of problems with, not paying money, causing damage, causing disruption with neighbours. And this could be if you've got a property, particularly if you've got a property, say on a leasehold. So the tenant moves in, they cause issues with the neighbours. The leaseholder then says, we don't want you renting out your property anymore. Then what a sticky situation that puts you in. You're now having to get rid of a tenant who is causing trouble, who will then probably stop paying and will then probably cause damage to your property, and it just unravels into a world of trouble. So that's my 7 reasons why I personally wouldn't get a rental property. I think there's a much better way that I can use my money to invest, and that would include things like stocks and shares, investing in myself and building a business where the returns would be greater for less of a monetary outlay. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be producing more videos like this, and click the bell and turn notifications on so you do get notified when I produce the next video. And I hope to produce these on a daily basis. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.